This mobility exercise is called the perfect stretch. What you're going to do is you're going to step into a lunge where your knee is on the floor. You're then going to pull back. You're going to push your bum backwards so that you can feel you're stretching the hamstrings. You should, if you look from the side here, you can see how my hamstring is stretching out. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come forward, hands on the inside of the knee, and you're going to drop your elbow as close to the floor as you can. So I can feel a stretch, quite a big stretch on the inside. Some of you will also feel it in the front of the right leg. And you're going to drop down and hold that. Each of these positions you're going to hold for 3 to 5 seconds. You're then going to come back up, so both hands are on the floor, and you're going to use your left elbow to push your left knee out. And then you're going to rotate your mid back, your thoracic spine, so your hand is up, following with your eyes, looking up, and hold that for 3 to 5 seconds, and then come back down, and then you can swap legs, and you're going to repeat that on the other leg, and you're going to do each leg 3 to 5 times. That is the perfect stretch. This is a single leg lift to a backward lunge. So what you're going to do is, with your feet shoulder width apart, you're going to gently lean slightly to the left side. You're going to lift your leg, or bend at your hip and your knee, and you're going to go as high as you can. Now that might only be about as high as this, if that's all your range of motion allows for at the moment. But you're going to do this as high as you can, and you're going to hold that for 5 seconds. Then what you're going to do is you're going to step back with this foot. So if I'm standing on the side here, you can see me stepping back, and I'm going to go into a lunge. Ideally getting my knee and my hip to 90 degrees. The knee shouldn't be touching the floor unless you absolutely have to. You're then going to reach over with the same arm that went back with the same back leg, and you're going to reach as far as you can. Now you're going to hold these positions for 5 seconds and for 5 seconds. Now you see I've got a chair here, so if you struggle with balance, you can also use that to help you. You're going to go backwards and forwards 5 times on one leg, and then you're going to swap over and repeat the same thing on the opposite leg. This next exercise is a downward dog into a cobra. So what we're going to do is you're going to go down onto all fours so that your feet and your hands are shoulder width apart. I'll do this from the side. Now ideally you're going to keep your hamstrings, your knees as straight as possible, and that might mean that your heels actually come off the floor a bit. That is okay. What you're then going to do is you're going to drop your chest towards your feet. Now don't stress if you can't get all the way down there. You don't want to force this. You just want to relax into it and hold that for about 5 seconds. When you've finished that, you're going to come down into a push-up position. I'm just going to extend my legs because it's a bit easier on this video. And you're going to drop all the way down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your chest. You can even drop your hands down so your elbows on the floor. And you're going to lift your chest up, looking up at the sky. And you're going to hold that for 5 seconds. Now notice that I haven't pushed myself all the way up, because all that is going to do is it's going to jam your low back up, and it's going to push your L5 forward, which is something that I'm always having to fix on people. So don't do that. You're just going to lift up through the chest, looking up, and you're going to hold that for 5 seconds. You can come back up into that push-up position and return back to the downward dog. And you're going to go backwards and forwards at least 5 times, if not 10, holding each position for about 5 seconds. And that's the downward dog to cobra.